everybody, and welcome back to Spooky Things with Debbie. I hope everybody's had a great week. Um, it's been busy around here because we're all trying to get ready for the Para Comic Con, which we're all so excited about. Um, okay, tonight we have Felicia Flores, and she's one of our vendors that's going to be at the Para Comic Con, and she's got some really great stuff going on over here. Okay, so Felicia, you've got Flores Creative Crafting, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been in the 3D printing business since 2021, so about 2.5 years is when I got
Okay.
my first printer. And I
Okay.
started printing, and I've been doing it every day since.
I'm excited to see what you got. Okay, and everybody out there, I haven't seen what she's gotten. This is going to be the first time I've seen what she's actually got. So I'm going to be just as excited about it as you guys are because I haven't seen it either. Um, so tell me a little. How did you get involved in this?
So 3D printing was something when once it started coming into view that I was just always kind of interested in. And my husband and I were living in Charleston, South Carolina at the time, and they have a bargain bin store. And we just so happened to get one of an Ender 3 model printer on a bargain price of $100. And we took it home
Wow.
and it's set in the closet for a year.
Of course.
And then, of course, then I was cleaning out the closet and I forgot we had it. So I was like, okay,
Oh,
we're going
wow.
to get it together and we're going to figure this out. And so we did that. My husband printed me a razor holder for the shower, and then that was it. I was addicted.
That's
He just
all it took.
That's all. That's all it took. Honestly, these machines are amazing. You can just plug a file in, and it just prints it line by line from the bottom up. And now, of course, our business has come a long way since last year's Paranormal Comic Con. We were at the event last year. We had a variety of 3D printed items then, but not only have we increased our printing capabilities, but we've also increased to more commercial like printers as well.
Cool.
So it just
Cool.
it gives us a faster outprint time, and it gives us a better quality print. And then you can see the one in the background. It has all of those multiple rolls up there. So now we have where
I
we
do
can
see that.
print in multiple colors as well at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you've really got a great variety of things you can do with something like that.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see some of your stuff. Show them. Oh, a
So that one, her
turtle.
little bubbles come off so that you can put things in the little pots.
Oh, okay.
She's a little
A little
multi.
Halloween turtle.
Mhm. Dragons, we do
Okay, now I
lots.
remember these. Yeah, the dragons.
I do tons and tons of dragons in all different sizes.
Wow, those are cool. Yeah, I remember the dragon.
Dice towers. So we do play into the market of our D&D and dice games. So we actually carry quite a bit of a selection of dice towers, and then I also carry them in a full size, but I also carry them in a miniature size too.
Oh, okay.
So that way, the game takes you wherever the game takes you. So you want to make sure that you have something that you can just throw in your bag and go.
That's unbelievable.
Those ones
Oh,
are
those are so cute.
they're little miniatures. So I have a variety of little miniature guys, ranging from the Halloween style ones to astronauts to animals like dinosaurs, hippos, lizards, snakes, you name it.
Wow.
We usually we carry everything.
Oh,
We
that's cool.
for every age group. We also play into
And
the
that's so
costume
important.
market.
Yeah. You have the ability to appeal to any age group. You could probably customize things, couldn't you?
Absolutely. So we carry quite a variety of different colors, being single colors, ones that are two colors, and one that are like three colors, and then also gradient filaments. So we really have endless capabilities. We also carry a full line of fidgets. So if you have on the spectrum or ADHD, or you're just really busy with your hands all of the time, we do carry a line of fidgets to kind of help out with the stress and anxiety of everyday life.
That is really neat. I like that.
Yeah. I haven't met anybody who doesn't stop by and want something or comment on anything, because we carry so much, and we like to make sure we have a little bit of something for everyone.
Absolutely. And that's really important because a lot of times with venues like this, it's pretty much centered around one thing. But when you can cater to somebody that's even outside of that venue, that's really important. That way you're catching the parents' interest, you're catching the kids' interest, making everybody a little bit happy. And that's what's really important.
I carry a lot of spooky theme. Halloween is my favorite time of the year. Spooky stuff is my all-time year stuff. I love all of the spooky things. So I always try to make sure I cater to that market all year round. So I make sure that I carry a lot of things that are interesting in that case.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I'm really impressed with that stuff. That's really neat. And so, if somebody came up to you and said, "Okay, I want this statue," could you custom make it to a
It
degree?
It really depends on what it is. I do not create my own files. I can do some modifications with certain things, but I only print what I have the copyrights to commercially print and sell. So as
Gotcha.
my
I
business,
gotcha.
I pay monthly dues to probably 10 to 12 different creators. So I'm able to keep my market fresh. And then I also have the STL Flix platform as well, which has been a very innovative platform for us 3D printers, because they have multiple creators on that, and they do multiple drops a week. So I constantly have fresh new things. Um, Honestly, I haven't seen anything that I can't print other than something that's extremely copyrighted, like Disney and Pixar and things like that. I don't touch anything like that. Um,
Yeah,
Usually, when they say I want something similar to this, I can find something very similar
you
to
can
it.
find something for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But
and
I
then
mean,
so we are going to have a printer on site this year.
oh, really?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to be making things while you're there?
I sure am.
Oh, that's really cool.
Anytime
I've
I
never seen one of those things work.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So anytime that I
Yeah,
can do,
I've never seen one of those things work.
I do. I do. And it's just really neat to sit there and watch them work too. You just never, it never gets old. Like every day, I always bring something to my husband. I'm like, oh my God, look what I printed today. Every day. I'm sure he's sick of it now, but like, every day I do it. Because last night, I finished, because like I do bigger prints like this one. So, yeah. And it prints out in sections, so I have to like glue it and match it all together. And so when I pulled this one off, I was like, oh my God, look what I made. But we do a variety of things.
That is really neat.
And then what a lot of people don't realize is that
Wow.
anything that we 3D print, if I printed it in that gray color and you didn't want it that gray color, you can customize and print anything. So I get a lot of people that get a custom gray color, and then they paint it at home themselves to their specifications for whatever cosplay that they're doing.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. So they can make it look any way that they want to look.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. That is.
Yeah.
Well, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, so this is just something that you just picked up one day and thought, well, heck, I'm going to give this a try, and then it's
It,
just gone on from there.
absolutely. I'm a cracker by nature, so when you give me something that's going to add to that, then I'm going all out. So
Yeah, I
I
do the same thing.
day and night, and I have to know everything it is about it. And of course I've got to print all of the things. So if I like need something around my house, I'm always like, wait, can I 3D print that?
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I have candle holders around my house that I 3D printed that I couldn't find in the store, or it was just cheaper for me to 3D print it. All kinds of things.
That's really neat. That really is. Um, I know what I'm making myself for the Fair Comic Con is something that I used to do back years ago with a sweet friend of mine who has since passed away. And but I reworked it to be what it is now. And I'm just really thrilled with the way that it's turning out. But I know what you mean. Once you get started on something, it's hard to put it down for the night. And you gotta like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna go to bed, or oh, I got to go to work. Darn, I'd rather just sit here and finish this up. But it once you get started, it's hard to stop.
So
It is hard to stop.
this last year, I have fully converted to this being my full time job.
Wow, that is
So
amazing. So you do different festivals, all kinds of festivals?
So I usually try to do 1 to 2 events a month. The summer months, I try not to go out in the heat too much. But the winter time is where I'll do like three weekends a month. But I also have 2 retail locations locally in Enterprise that I stock. And then
Oh, okay.
I have an online shop as well
Okay.
with TikTok. I have a TikTok shop too.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. I don't know if I'm ready to take that plunge yet. It's hard
Honestly,
to let go of something.
so on my TikTok shop, it is, and everybody is different. In the winter months, like when I'm on it and I keep it very well stocked and I'm constantly creating content, then the shop does very well. But if you don't keep up on your content and your lives and your
Yeah,
posting, then you kind of get lost in the shuffle. And since this is what I do full time and my retail in person locations do come first, and then whatever event that I have planned, those come before that shop comes. So
gotcha.
I have things in it. I do okay with it, but a lot of it is my retail locations, which I absolutely love. Because not only do I do the fidgets and the lizards and the dragons and the cosplay items and the Dungeons and Dragons and dice towers, but I also do wands. I do notebook covers. It's endless, really. It is. I can do endless things, and I have access to endless things. So
Yeah,
it can be overwhelming at times. You definitely have to sit down and with a clear head think, okay, what do I want to print this week?
right, right. Well, it sounds like you're doing the right things for
Uh,
sure.
Whatever sells is what it's going to have to. Whatever you have to test your market. Knowing your market is the biggest thing. So that's what I do. Whatever is my biggest sellers, I make sure that it's available in every color and
There
every
you
size.
go.
So on our dragons, I do everything from this little itty bitty dragon to big dragons like
Oh,
this. So
wow.
I do it, and I have them in four different sizes. So this one is my most popular size, which is just a smaller. He's about 13 inches in length, but they're really cool. And the color options are endless, really. You can print them in flat colors, you can print them in shiny colors, and then the shiny colors can go from anywhere from one color from the roll to three colors to the roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
It's
they can
amazing.
get pretty intricate.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have got a real
We do little skeleton dogs.
that's cute. That
And
is cute.
like he actually glows in the dark.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And then I usually do for Halloween. I
Sure.
also open up an order list for non-candied items for school. So I do school packs, which I'll have some school packs with me at the event. So it's you could do like a trick or treat card with a 3D printed item on it, or instead of doing candy. And then I also have these really cute spiders that I 3D print, and then I do packs of 50 to sell off for people who want to give trick or treaters something other than candy.
Oh, okay. That's a great idea. Yeah, but you're right. People are kind of tending to stay away from the candy more and more because, of course, the problems that we've been having with it in the recent years is really just disgusting. But what they're giving to kids. But yeah, that's a great idea. Instead of candy, give out little toys like that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. So what did you think of the Paracomic-Con last year?
Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So all of the extra little teachings and the information was just amazing. I have seen all of everybody with their books and all their information on the actors that were there that had played parts in like Night of the Living Dead, the other vendors. You guys had Dragon's Nest Bakery on here a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
Oh gosh, I commented on that one because I absolutely love all of her baked goods. Like me and my
I know.
sister will keep her in business. She don't even have to worry about selling to anybody else. but
I think she's going to make a mint just off of the people that are with the Comic Con.
yeah. And then
We'll eat everything she's got.
you guys had the oddities upstairs, the haunted items.
Yes,
Oh my goodness. Like just some of that stuff, reading and knowing about a lot of that stuff it's just a whole different world when you're seeing things like that in person as well.
it is. It is. We're having that haunted house this year.
I heard. I'm excited for it. I'm a big fan of haunted houses.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. So we can get away with some stuff that we normally couldn't get away with. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm gonna definitely go through that. I like me a good haunted house.
I know. The only problem is finding time to be able to get up there because you got your booth going, and it's like, oh, I can't leave right now, but you watch the booth for me, and I'll be back. Well, soon, whenever
Exactly.
I get back.
I usually have like
I
my sister come up and meet me there. Like she'll come in and visit from Florida, and then I usually,
okay.
usually my husband will come up for some time, and then I just leave them with the booth and go do whatever I want to do.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's nice to
Yeah,
have the
it's
help.
going to be me and my yeah, it's going to be me and my son Devin, who's also with the team,
Oh, okay.
and Yeah. And I don't know about my other son, Sean. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come up or not. But I'm letting him know it's like I'm going to be stretched so thin. I'm going to be like everywhere. So somebody's got to sit at the booth.
Absolutely.
But it is fun at the booth, though. You get to meet the nicest people there, you know. So, and everybody is a shared interest. So y'all always have something really cool to talk about, you know. It's interesting. I find it to be totally fascinating. So,
Oh, yeah.
but and it's in September, not August this year. Oh my God. It was so hot outside last year.
It's a hot one this year.
It is. It is.
But, honestly, it's
So,
starting to cool down in the evening times a little bit now.
it
And,
is.
and Enterprise's Sweet Tea Festival will not be going on this time.
No?
No,
Oh, yeah, that's right. It already happened.
it already happened.
It already happened.
So we won't have
Yeah,
quite the competition.
that's right. Oh my goodness. So, did you hear that we're having William Perry there?
I was kind of reading up a little bit on there. Who is William Perry? Can you tell me a little bit about him and spark my?
He was, yep, he was the actor that played Freddy Krueger
Oh, that's who I thought you
when,
were. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, he did a couple of the movies that Robert Englund couldn't do. So he filled in for him doing Freddy Krueger and did a absolutely fabulous job at it too. He was good. He was real good. So that's
Well,
going to be,
tell the difference. So then that means he's really good.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think most people really even realized it was two different people. And that's
Yeah,
the sign of a good actor when you can just pull it off without a hitch.
absolutely.
And and he certainly did do that. So, are you incorporating what you're doing with the 3D printing? Are you incorporating it into other things that you're doing? Kind of like blending them together?
Like, what do you mean?
Well, um like with me, I'll mix like a few styles of things that I do together. So in other words, I would take like something that I do with um like as well. I've made some wands. My wands are totally different though. I do like mermaid wands and
Hmm.
they're all shells and everything on it's natural. Um but then I'll bring something else in on it and I'll take what I'm doing with the wands and I'll put it on something different than I'm doing. I like repurposing things. I
Uh,
repurpose everything.
so I don't do a whole lot of that with the 3D printing. If anything, if I add anything onto the 3D prints, sometimes I'll add in resin, just depending on
Oh, okay.
um, just depending on what the model is. So I do quite a few things. Like this one is one of my smaller notebook covers, but the eye I'll paint resin over it. But he's also got a resin
Oh,
glue down the center of the eye as well. So, but other than that, I really don't try to mess with anything too much, just because it's just so great the way it is.
well, there you go. And what kind of material is it?
So it's a PLA, so it's a polylactic acid, which is actually derived from like cornstarches and things of that nature. So it is completely non-toxic and biodegradable and eco-friendly.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep, so everything I try to
So it's
do
good for,
safely.
yeah. So it wouldn't harm the environment in any way.
Nope, and it actually so I don't know I haven't seen any of the studies as how long it actually takes before it goes completely. It is an eco solvent, so it is going to biodegrade. I just don't know how long it takes to biodegrade. But I do know that any of my failed prints or anything like that, I can take to the recycling center and they recycle it.
Wow. Well, that's impressive. I like that. That is really cool. Yeah, because you hear about a lot of the plastic stuff out there is it's kind of rough stuff,
Oh, absolutely.
you know. Some of
It's
it's kind
made
of
from
rough.
natural stuff and it's broken back down into the earth and recyclable.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that. That is just really cool.
So
Who do you
I
think?
have. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
So I have so each one of my machines, it like spits out a little bit of the filament on every color change that it does. I'm going to show you. So this is like the stuff that it spits out, and it's really colorful, and it's really pretty stuff. So I usually just bring a box of it, and usually people who do crafting with like resins and things like that, this is a great filler for it. So I usually bring a whole bunch of this stuff with me to my events for anybody who wants to take some, just to take it. That way I'm not,
Wow,
less I have to go and recycle. But people
that's a
use
great idea.
pieces. They use it to fill in to, especially if they're doing like a black color in the resin, to take up space. So it minimizes the resin without putting a bunch of weight into it. So yeah,
That's a great idea. That's really nice of you to do too.
so like you, I like to repurpose stuff too, just in different ways.
No, that's
I
exactly
see
right.
value there
That's
for it
exactly
and
right.
give it give it back into the earth, give it back into the community and the aura around the earth.
Hmm. I'm famous for walking into a store and seeing something, and I'll buy it. My kids are like, "Mom, that's like super ugly," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, it looks super ugly right now, but when I'm done with it, it'll be in 10 different items, and you'll never even recognize it." And you know, that's but I love to do that. I just see something. It doesn't matter what it looks like. I see something where it can be, and it's like, oh, I gotta have that.
Yes.
Like the way I got my dog. Yes, he's been bugging me this whole time.
I bet. I have mine shut out
But
because mine are a
well,
menace. They like to
you're
come
smart. I should have. I'm getting ready to get up and do the same thing with him because he's 85 pounds and he's a pit bull, and his mother was a bully and his father was, a pit bull.
Yeah.
But we've never told him that. So he thinks he's like a schnauzer or something. He doesn't know he's a pit bull at all.
So I
So
have a
he
nine
is like
Dane,
a what?
a 9-month-old Great Dane. He's 9 months today, and he is
I love
about
Great Danes.
25 pounds. And he is pure goofiness. And then we have a pit mix. So we got him. He was a Facebook find. A friend of a friend shared him during the month of December, and we have always been dog parents. And the last of our trio was feeling kind of lonely, so we got her a puppy. And then soon he needed a friend, and that's how we ended up with our Great Dane. So our Dane is
Great
our
Danes are
dog.
Oh my god, they are such great dogs. I love those dogs.
So now we just have the two puppies. One is he'll be a year old next month, and then Marble, who turns 9 months today.
Oh,
Yeah, They're my
And he's
two.
got a lot of growing left.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. On his
Yeah,
hind leg,
he's got.
he stands 6 foot right now.
Oh, oh
Yeah, he's like
my
125.
God.
I could probably open the door. He'll probably be over there. Marbs. Come on, Marbs. Come here. Here he is.
Oh, oh my gosh, he's beautiful.
Thank you. This is my other little,
He is.
my other one in the floor. He is, well, he's my problem child. He really is.
Talking about problem childs, I got my problem child grandson knocking at the door. So let me. Roman, stop knocking on Nana's door. Stop knocking on Nana's door. No. Okay, go get mommy.
No, you can't have.
Forward. You ever notice that kids are always really quiet until you're doing something, and then all of a sudden they have to be in there with you where you're at? Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because heaven forbid you should do it by yourself.
exactly. Yeah,
If you're not doing anything, then you're fine. The second you do something, then you can be doing anything alone.
the nerve, the absolute nerve to be doing something without them. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, I sometimes I think he just likes being on the show. He likes to pop his head in almost every time.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I have my son and his family living with me right now, which I don't mind. It's fun having them, and they're probably going to be getting their own place next year. But I have 5 acres, so my one son and his family lives right across the yard from me in his part, and then there's me, and then my other son's moving into the back part. So it's like we got a family compound going on here.
That's
So
amazing.
I love it. I
Blessed
love it.
to have that. You're very blessed to have
I am. I am. I truly am. And when I went ahead and bought the land, I wanted to make sure there was enough land for all the horses and everything. But then I thought, it's going to come a time where I won't be able to take care of the horses anymore. And I'm going to have all that land. Oh, I know what I can do. We'll just go ahead and make sure that it'll fit the whole family. And it's fit the bill the whole way. So it's all panning out exactly the way that it should have. And not everything in life is so lucky to do that. But this has turned out pretty good. So now, whenever I need the yard cut or something, I just like, hey,
that. Can you
get
cut
the keys for the lawnmower. Works out good.
the good?
So, but yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Um, is this the first Great Dane that you've ever had, or
Yeah. So Marvel is my first Dane, but he's a dog that I've wanted my whole life.
I bet.
Dog that I've wanted my whole life, and the opportunity came. So actually, I got him kind of in a rescue situation. Um, the breeder had a spat and ended up breaking up with the person that she was living with, and
Mm,
she ended up leaving him and his siblings to the owner of the other dog to sell off to settle up on some financial situations. And so he was actually living in a 5 foot by 5 foot cage in the garage. So
no.
yeah, so my friend adopted one of his siblings, and she says, "Hey, there's two more, and they need homes like right now. They need homes right now." So $500 and a 4.5 hour drive on a Sunday afternoon. and
And you have a great name.
and I have a great day. I honestly,
Oh my goodness.
and it was really touch and go the first week that we had him, because the person that he was with actually was training protective dogs. And so him and his sibling being in that cage around, I'm not sure the breed of the protective dogs because he had them covered. When we went to the house at 10 o'clock at night in Atlanta, so I'm not exactly sure what those dogs were doing when they approached the kennel with him in it, but I can tell you that he had some trauma from it. So when her
Oh,
would approach him at the baby gate, he showed just a tiny bit of aggression. So, but through being in a loving home with good training, he no longer does that, which is really great, because at first I thought I was just going to have to send them off to a stay-in board, which Great Danes don't do that great with stay-in boards because they really do pick their person, and they
yeah,
high separation anxiety. They have really sensitive stomachs. So any of you quite upset, then they have a upset stomach for days on end, and that's not something I
that
wanted to.
is true.
So I'm really glad that he had come around so quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got a quite a bit of experience with Great Danes, working with them for years that I did, and the one thing that we notice is as you elevate up the plate, put it on a feeding platform
Oh
where
yeah,
they don't have to bend way down for it. It really helps with their stomach and their digestive tract.
yep.
And they get nervous very easily,
Yeah, he
but
is.
they're just so sweet.
He is very sweet. We keep him socialized. So in Enterprise, they actually have a new doggy daycare open over on Main Street that is cage free, and he goes out there and he gets to play with his best friends for half a day, a couple of days a week. So it keeps him socialized with other people, and then it keeps him a constant socialization with other dogs that are not in our house to kind of keep him from becoming dependent on our other dog, because one thing you would know is Great Danes are very big on sibling syndrome. So if you have them in a house with another puppy, they become very dependent on that puppy and will protect that
Yeah.
puppy to the end. So, and then they don't want to go anywhere without them. They will exhibit high signs of stress and anxiety when they're not in the same room. So it's very important to keep Danes socialized.
They're actually quite high maintenance dogs.
They are.
They they
He
are.
yeah.
Eh,
He eats a lot of
They're
food.
little prima yeah,
He needs
they're like
constant.
prima donnas.
He doesn't like water, even though I took him outside in the rain and made him use the bathroom and the raincoat and everything, the whole shebang. Like if it's like he does not like to get his paws wet, he's like, yeah, no, it's raining out there. I can't go out there. He's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. That's a no, mom.
You want to go? You go right ahead. I'll wait here for you. Yeah.
Yep. It's exactly as, and then I have to get him on the harness and drag him out there in the rain. Because he just like he will put his whole weight into not going out there. And then he has a doggy door, so we have a doggy door on both the inside and our screened-in patio. It takes up like half our door.
I was
So
going to say.
he goes in and out. He's doing really well. He can only have a limited, like I pretty much bake off his dog treats for the most part because his
Oh
stomach is so
wow.
sensitive. So yeah, he's a very high maintenance dog,
Yeah. They
and he sleeps in the bedside.
they definitely.
He's
Yeah,
a
I
pe-
only got rid of one of the animals in my bedroom. The other one is my three-legged cat Uno.
Oh,
This cat is mean as a two-headed viper.
well
She's
then that's
mean
why
as a two-headed viper. Huh?
I don't do cats. No,
You don't do cats?
I was a vet
After
tech.
Uno, I may not either.
I was a vet tech for 10 years, and yeah, cats are just
Oh,
not.
were you?
I was.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
cat.
that's where I got my degree in, was in veterinarian technology with University of Miami's Animal Science Institute back years ago. And so of course I worked around all kinds of pets. But I went from there to working at the zoo. I worked at the serpentarium. I worked at the seaquarium. All this is down in Miami. And so I'm driving down the street one day, and it was really, really, really raining hard. I mean, it was like monsooning. It was really raining bad. And there was this little dot in the middle of the street, and my friend ahead of me actually saw her first, and she stopped the car and she pointed, and it was a kitten in the middle of the road, just hunkered down, just all
Oh,
hunkered down. I mean, it was like 4 months old. So I got out and I went to go pick the kitten up, and that's when I realized that the front leg had been torn off by a car.
oh my
And I'm
goodness.
like, oh, yeah, yeah, we can't have that. So I got in the car and I handed the kitten to my son, and he goes, "Don't tell me. This is our kitten now?" I said, "Yep, it's our kitten now." So all three legs of her, let's take. So I took her straight down to the base bay. This place I just could not recommend high enough. And I took her down there. They took great care of her and made sure she was okay. And they gave her back to me because I said, I will, if you can fix her, I will adopt her. And I know how to handle animals, like, don't worry about it. Well, turns out she's an Egyptian Mao.
Oh wow.
So yeah, she's amazing, but she's mean. She's like rare. She's mean. Well, no, she's rare because she doesn't have rare. Anyway, she um she has all the same characteristics of a wildcat. She's got the spotted fur, um, and she hisses all the time. All the time. And wildcats will hiss. That's their normal vocabulary. That's the way that they communicate. So she hisses. And at first, my family was like, "She's all she does is hiss." I said, "No, that's the way they communicate. You'll just kind of have to get used to it." Well, I still haven't gotten used to having her claws stuck into my skin and having to pull them out.
Oh
But
my.
she just meaner than a two-headed cobra. But she's mine. We call her Uno because she's only got one good leg to stand on in the front. You know,
Are you sure she's mine and it's not the other way around? You're hers.
I don't think she likes anybody. I really don't. I honestly don't think. I think she tolerates me, and sometimes it's just barely that. She looks at me sometimes like, "Boy, I ought to just." I'm like, "Don't think of it. I love you regardless of how hateful and mean you are. I still love you." But that's the fun of having like a wild cat. They were never really meant to be domesticated, but
There she is.
she had no choice. And yeah, I can't let her out because she's only got three legs. There's definitely something out there tougher than she is. But my
Absolutely.
pit bull's terrified of her. He's like, "This thing's crazy, Mom. It's out of control."
Well, he really doesn't know he's a
But
pit.
oh, he does not know. No, he does. He has absolutely no clue he's a pit bull, and I'm not going to tell him. But
Okay.
his protective instincts are amazing because he is like, and what I like about his protective nature is that he does it out of love, actual love. If he feels like we're in danger in any way, he is right there, front and center. And I've only really seen him fire up on like two people, and I mean, talking about the fur, the hackles coming up, the snarling, the whole thing. But I had to agree with them on the two people that he fired up on. I kind of looked down. I said, "Yeah, GT, I agree with you. I don't like him either." And but he's never been mean or nasty to anybody who's come into the house. He's just extremely lovable with everybody. But the two people that he fired up on, he was exactly right on both of those people. Exactly right. So dogs are amazing. They are totally, totally amazing.
I agree. Do you?
Cats are jerks.
That's why I don't own any of them.
It's, it's true what they say, but God knows I love her. Oh, well, I can't wait to see you when we go to the Comic Con. I can't wait to see you there. Eh, I just can't wait to see your booth. I just want to see this stuff because I mean, it fascinates me because I just cannot, I want to see that machine work because I can't fathom how that thing works. So I'm really interested in seeing that. You got to show me how that thing works.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely
Um,
have one running. So I usually
oh
like
yeah,
I usually pick a print that's something that will start off, baseline, and then go in length tallness within just a matter of a few hours, so you can kind of come back and check on the progress of it.
yeah,
A lot of people enjoy that, which I mean I enjoy that myself because I like to look at it, and I usually like to pick just amazing colors to bring with me because it's just honestly I cannot get over the color selection that's available. I mean the color selections are just amazing. On a lot of the bigger prints, it really does show through when you're using a multicolor filament on it. Let me see. Do I have? I think I have one. So like this one is a gradient.
oh wow,
So it starts off
oh
with one
that is too cool.
color and then transitions to like an ombre all the way up. And then my keychains are always a big hit. So this one is the droid. So I had these ones were a number one seller last year, but this one is
Wow,
purple, blue, and black. But so when you change it, it changes. Switch it, it changes the colors on it. It's just there's so many amazing colors, and they really just come even because last year was really like the first year of them making multicolored filaments like that, because before it was always two colors, and then last year they started venturing into that three colors into one spool, and the color combinations have just done nothing but get more and more and more every single month. So I usually keep a variety of anywhere from 10 to 15 different multicolored filaments on hand all times out of like, I don't know, the 70 that are available.
wow,
Yeah, it's so
wow. Well, really, you got a really nice operation there. You really do, and it's fascinating, and it's just wonderful because it's so diverse. It's just
absolutely,
so you can do just about anything that you want, anything that somebody wants you to do. Pretty much, you can do
absolutely.
that. That's great. That is so. That is
Eventually, my goal
really
is where
wonderful.
I can just, and I've talked about it with my husband multiple times because you know, it's so limited in our area. Like you only have very few people 3D printing throughout pretty much in one area. And I told my husband, like, maybe the goal we should be setting here is to maybe open up a space to where people can come in and print what they want to print without having to purchase
Good
the
idea.
setup. So I think that will be our end game probably within the next year.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
Hmm.
That would be fabulous. So, and that works really good for like people like myself that
Hmm.
we need something that we can't create, so we could go to your business
Hmm.
and get it created there
Absolutely.
without having to go through that expense to have to buy all this equipment for something insignificant or minor compared to the cost of what the equipment itself is.
Exactly.
That works out great. That really does. Well, it's been so much fun talking to you. Thank you so much for coming on. So we'll be seeing you at the Paracomic Con, and that's on September the 14th and 15th out
Yeah.
there. And so encourage everybody to come. And, you know, Felicia's got these great things going on. We got a lot of vendors out there that are doing just unusual things. Like what she is doing is unusual. And it's just something that you just don't see that much of. And that's what's so wonderful about Paracomic-Cons, especially the Deep South Paracomic-Con, is that they really make an effort to find people that do the unusual things like she is doing. We've got great guests that are coming, and I'm one of them. I'm going to be there with my cryptozoology workshop. And Lee Triana Terry Brown, Jeremy Leonard, William Perry's going to be there. Lane Rohan will be there. We've just, oh my gosh, there's so many cool people that are coming this year is amazing. So we want to invite everybody and make sure. And if you want a vendor spot, they're still available. And it's at the 14th and 15th at the Ozark Civic Center in Ozark, Alabama. And that's Saturday and Sunday. And go on the Deep South Paracomic Con site, and you can see the place for vendors if you would like to become a vendor at the Deep South Paracomic Con. It's got your vendor application and everything right there, but hop on it because they are going quick. And I don't want you to lose out on this. It's really going to be something fun. It's a Deep South Paracomic Con at gmail.com. You can go on ahead and write into that and get your information there as well and talk to Teresa, who is heading this whole thing. So, thank you everybody for coming on Spooky Things with Debbie tonight. As you know, that we are talking to a lot of our wonderful vendors right before the Paracomic Con, and to introduce them to everybody, definitely go and check out her booth at the Paracomic. I'm sure she's going to have something there that's going to interest you, probably without a doubt. You, the kids, the family, there's going to be something there. Thank you so very much, Felicia, for coming and seeing me. And I love your stuff. I love it. I think it's just so wonderful. And thank you, everybody, for coming to the show. And we'll see you again next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Thank you, everybody, and have a nice week. Good night.